Hey friends, welcome to another week of Go Figure Friday, and as you can tell, this week it's not so much about a figure but an accessory to the LJNs from way back in the day. The blue steel cage, the big blue. My favorite cage. I as a young fan, I remember not being as impressed with, but like for I guess probably nostalgia purposes more than anything else. The big blue cage, though, it was such an awkward looking thing, and I wish I still had the ring, the LJN ring from back in the day, but unfortunately, when I was young still, I stepped on it and cracked it right down the middle, and it wasn't long for this world after that, for sure. But I did have the cage, and I always enjoyed having steel cage matches. Now, um, of course, when you are doing this, because there's no doors on this particular cage, so it's always hard. You have to do, you have to put your guys in, and then you're reaching over and whatnot. And I am, for this video purposes, the Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff and the Hulk Hogan LJN figures, because they had that infamous steel cage match in January 1987 on Saturday Night's Main Event, where they both went over at the same time. They both hit the ground at the same time. Referee Danny Davis claimed Orndorff won. The other referee, the other official, I don't remember who it was, claimed Hogan won. And I really thought Paul Orndorff was going to get the rub that night and win the World Wrestling Federation Heavyweight Championship. Obviously, that did not happen. They restarted the match, but I loved that angle. I love the way they did it. Big Blue, other infamous matches with it, and most of them involving this guy here, Hulk Hogan. Of course, WrestleMania 2, it was Hogan and King Kong Bundy for the WWF Championship. And that was actually the two figures on the box for the cage. And that was probably one of my first memories of Big Blue. I don't know exactly when Big Blue first came to be a thing. And then probably the next most memorable, or maybe even more memorable than the Hogan-Bundy match, was Hogan and the Big Boss Man on Saturday Night's Main Event. It was May of 1989. We just had the anniversary for that show. Hogan superplex Boss Man off the top of that cage. Amazing stuff there. So anyway, it was a fun accessory. They don't make them like they used to. I still have the cage, but like I said, I don't have the ring. I don't know why I saved it all these years. Probably because I knew one day I'd be talking more about it. But it's a fun little walk down memory lane with the cage, thinking back, looking back on those matches. And last year, about this time, I wrestled inside a steel cage, and it was a very similar setup to Big Blue. Whoop, and I'm knocking it all over the place. So that's my cue to go. Friends, thanks so much for tuning in and taking a look at this. Be sure to subscribe, and be sure to check out, too, the My 123 Cents podcast, the blog. I'm going to get that up and rebooted here again in the very near future as well. Thanks, everyone, and have a great rest of the week.